Hi folks, thank you for investigating Grace of the Lord Church. If you're checking out this webpage, then you're considering what your next steps might look like to get to know us better. And to maybe decide if this could be your church family. You probably started to feel welcomed, you started to feel encouraged, you saw something you liked, and so you're at least thinking, what's next? What might be next? And so let me assure you that if you take these next steps, you're most likely to receive the maximum amount of care that we can provide. If you take these next steps, you're not going to slip through our cracks. You know, sometimes people come and go and, they intentionally don't connect, and so it's a lot harder for us to care for those people and invest in them and empower them. But if you do these things, then you're going to receive the maximum amount of care we can provide and ensure that we're able to empower you for spiritual growth like never before. And so these next steps are simple. First one, fill out our digital connection card. We call it Connect with the Pastor. That would give me the opportunity to connect with you personally. And so, you give us your information, but we're not going to spam you. I know it feels weird to fill out these online forms because you're wondering man, now who's going to be robocalling me? And that's not what we're about. I'm personally going to call you up, say hi, how you doing? See how I can bless you, try to get to know you better. If you don't want any of that, that's okay. You just let it ring to voicemail and don't call me back. I won't be offended. That's all right. But nevertheless, if I can get your contact information now, I have the opportunity to try to connect with you and connect you to the life here at the church. And so, step one. Step two, connect in community. We strongly encourage you to join a grace group. The grace groups are where you're really going to get to know the culture of the church well. And who's who and what do we do for fun and what are we talking about behind the scenes and just getting to know stuff that you can't see from the Sunday gathering. And so we have grace groups every Sunday morning from 9:30 to 10:30. So that's the easiest one to join. We have something for every age, every level of spiritual maturity. We also have some stuff during the week. You can learn more about those on our grace groups page. There's a link to that right here on this webpage. And so we strongly encourage you to join a grace group. Because that's going to be how you can get connected to community, receive the maximum amount of care through other people in the church, a very casual environment, and receive spiritual formation customized for your area of desired growth. And then we also ask you to connect to your church family. And we strongly believe that you can't make a good informed decision about if this is the church for you or not in just one visit. So we're asking for 3 visits. And in the 3 visits, if we haven't been able to scare you away by then, we probably aren't going to be able to scare you away. But if we can scare you away in 3 visits, then I want to help you to discover where your next church is, because it's really important to me that you do go somewhere. And that's more important to me than you coming to Grace of the Lord Church. And not all churches are created equal, so I want to get to know what you're looking for in a church and help you find that in your area. So really important. Don't stop going to church just because this one's not for you. Let me help you find the next church. I'd love to get you connected one way or the other. And the next thing, connecting with Jesus, that's really a sermon series that we put out there that really clearly describes our values as a church. I believe the most important thing, the most important ingredient in how you choose your church should be the values of the church. If the church is not clearly communicating its values, it's probably not living out those values. Or if the church is communicating general values like, we love God, we love people, that sort of stuff is very general, and every church should say something like that. And we've heard something like that from a lot of different churches, right? And so chances are they're probably not living out those values super clearly either. But if a church is clearly communicating its values, you can see if they're walking out those values, if they're living out those values or not. And so we strongly encourage you to at least familiarize yourself, or, at best, listen to the sermon series and check that out. Get to know those values, because you're going to hear about them a lot. If you keep coming around Grace of the Lord Church, you're going to hear about these things a lot, so you'll be familiar with the language. And if you take these next steps, you're certain to get connected with the maximum amount of care we can provide and to grow as a Christian in your new church family. But we thank you very much just for at least taking a look. And hopefully I'll see you again Sunday.